sold my Mi A2 about a week ago, and that's when I picked up the Pocophone F1. So here is my first week with the Pocophone F1. Hey, my name is Mitchell, and if you're new to my channel, I make videos about the tech I use in daily life, creating content here on YouTube, as well as Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Premiere tutorials. And today I want to talk to you guys about my first week with the Pocophone F1. Now, the first thing I noticed when I got the Pocophone F1 was the build. And it's not to say that this device has bad build quality, but it reminds me of phones from about 4 or 5 years ago, just in regards to the overall construction. Not saying it feels cheap, but it's all plastic build quality, yet is still somehow feeling really, really quality in the hand. Reminds me of like a high-end Nokia Windows phone from 2013, 2014, and a high-end Samsung phone from a similar era. That said, all of the buttons on it and all of the actual interfacing that you can do with it in regards to like pressing on it and like trying to bend it and stuff like that, this device is made really, really well. It's just that it does not feel thoroughly modern with a glass sandwich design or a metal unibody design, and I'm okay with that. Xiaomi gives you a case in the box. I went and I ordered a bunch of these, or a bunch of like cheap cases, and I'll go ahead and I'll be doing a cell phone case review for these cases on the Pocophone F1. But what you need to know is that the device is built really, really well, and if you're gonna put a case on your phone anyway, and you're not going to be constantly touching the glass sandwich design or whatever physical features your phone has, then you have nothing to worry about. The moment you put it inside of a case, the moment you forget that it's made all out of plastic. The next thing that I noticed on the device was the fingerprint scanner. It's fast. It's really, really fast. It's as fast, if not faster, than my Mi A2, which had an extremely fast fingerprint scanner, and it's extremely accurate. I'll go ahead and I'll do my best job demonstrating for you guys how fast the fingerprint scanner is, but it is really fast. The placement of the fingerprint scanner is great. It's right below the camera. You do end up smudging the camera sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that unfeelable, and in fact it's such a fast fingerprint scanner that if you put your finger below it and you start to kind of move the finger up, it will activate the phone before your finger ever gets close to the camera, which is really, really fast. I prefer the placement of it on my Xiaomi Mi A2 being in a separate area below the camera, but the Pocophone F1's fingerprint scanner is lightning fast. The next thing I want to talk about is the notch. It is 2018, phones have notches. This is my first device with a notch, and it bugs me. It bugs me a lot. I have turned on some of the badges like in MIUI 10 so that I can see when I have notifications, but the way it comes from the factory, having to always scroll down to see notifications and not having the icons up at the top of the screen, it's kind of annoying. Once you go ahead and you make that change so you can have the notifications up in the corner, then you are getting some of that screen real estate back in a sense. It defaults to a clock, and I usually wear a watch and a fitness tracker, so if I'm looking for the time, it's on my wrist. I'm not usually looking at my phone for time. That's just a personal thing, but it's something I wanted to mention. The next is face unlock. Now this device supports the IR infrared face unlocking. That's the same in the Mi 8 and Mi A3, and it's fast. It's really fast, and it works in pitch darkness, and it surprises me. It completely changes the way I interface with the phone. If I don't remember to use the fingerprint scanner, most of the time I just default to hitting the power button to look at either a notification, and the phone's instantly unlocks. It is ridiculously fast. Okay, the third thing that I immediately noticed was the battery life. The battery life on this phone is absolutely astounding, and it would be a lot better if I had Wi-Fi at work. Unfortunately, I don't have Wi-Fi at work, and I might be buying a Wi-Fi hotspot to bring with me to work just because of reliability issues, but it hasn't been that much of a problem to go ahead and warrant that. I teach at a private school here, and I'm only allowed to have one Wi-Fi device on the network, and I have a work laptop, and it's a pain in the ass. But if I had a Wi-Fi hotspot with me at work, let's say, and I was just using this device's Wi-Fi connection, I would probably be getting 8 to 9 hours screen on time and 2 days battery life. As it is, I get about a day and a half, and this device performs significantly better on Wi-Fi than it does when it's on LTE. We're talking a difference of anywhere between 20 to 25% better on Wi-Fi than on LTE, and I'm talking about screen on time. On LTE, you'll get about 6.5 hours screen on time. On Wi-Fi, you're looking at 8 to 9 hours on average. For a weekend when I'm not at work, I charge my phone on a Saturday morning, and I don't have to charge my phone again until Monday morning if I'm spending a long time in my house or if I'm not going out much, which in Hanoi, it's right now kind of rainy and cold, so I'll probably be spending a lot of time inside this weekend. And if you're interested in living here, I'll have a link to my other YouTube channel where I talk about life as an expat and life in Hanoi. And but the Wi-Fi performance on this device is incredible. It's a lot better of a Wi-Fi modem than it was on my Mi A2. Before my Mi A2 would have connection issues in my office, and none of my other devices have connections in my, none of my other devices have issues with Wi-Fi connections in my office. And the Wi-Fi performance on this device is really good to the point where when I'm walking out of my apartment, I'll have Wi-Fi connection when I get to like the elevator, which I normally don't on any of my other devices. So the Wi-Fi modem on here is really good, and if you're running the device on Wi-Fi, it's a lot more efficient. Now the device does ship with a Qualcomm 3.0 quick charger. I have a Xiaomi 60-watt USB charging hub, and I'll go ahead and I'll do a review video about that and link it up here for you guys. But it does recharge quite quickly. Something to note about the Qualcomm quick charge technology. It charges the device extremely quickly from 0 to 50%, or about 60% maybe, depending upon the battery capacity of your device. So it'll charge the Pocophone from 0 to like 50% in 45 minutes or so. But once you get over that 60% mark or so, it charges considerably slower. That's obviously has to do with battery technology, but it's something that I wanted to at least bring up, was the charging speed of this device because the battery is so massive. Okay, next up is the camera. And this is something where the difference between the camera on the Pocophone F1 and the Xiaomi Mi A2 isn't so drastic. And this is especially true at nighttime. The Mi A2 has a specific low light camera that uses pixel binning to go ahead and get you better signal to noise ratio and better low light capabilities. And the camera on the Pocophone F1 is tangibly better in low light, but it is not as big of a difference as the other aspects of this device. The camera is really, really fast. And I think that's where I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. That's just kind of been like the first 4 things that I noticed after a week with the Pocophone F1. I'm gonna have a bunch more videos, which I'll have here on the screen, about this device. It's one of those pieces of tech that I'm now really excited to own. So if you guys have questions about what the first week's been like, go ahead and drop them in the comment section down below. Till next time, it's been Mitchell. Peace.